Hey, have you ever thought 5 minutes might not be long enough to summarize my feelings about a game? Why not check out our new thing, Post-Ramblomatic, a weekly podcast in which I go into more detail about this week's subject with a colleague who obligingly pretends to give a shit. Only available on our Patreon from the $5 tier up. Join today. Hello, Yahtzee. Hello, Switch 2. What are you doing here? After Star Fox, I thought I'd put you back in the bin, labelled bring out every 6 months for exclusives and/or removal of dust and spider eggs. Well, actually, I have another exclusive, Yahtzee, and it's a new Splatoon. Non-committed monotone. And it's single-player focused. Intrigued pitch shift. Ooh! Splatoon, of course, is traditionally deathmatch focused, and you'll know I generally balk at online multiplayer because if I wanted to be humiliated by children, I'd take a job as a high school football mascot in a troubled inner city area. But I've always admired the design of Splatoon, the way its painting mechanic creates a rather neat intersection between combat and traversal, the fact that it's basically the diametric opposite of Super Mario Sunshine, and the constant satisfying wet slapping sounds that bring back nostalgic memories of the communal showers of the YMCA. So I tried out Splatoon Raiders, and I'm pleased to report it's a rather enjoyable 6 or 7 hours of gameplay. Unfortunately, it's about 15 hours long. It's also what you'd get if you crossed Splatoon with Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Yes, this is quite a fragile limb you're going to have to come out on with me. What are you, a pussy? The premise is, those 3 splat twats who kept showing up on TV screens in Splatoon 3 to explain how Big Daddy Nintendo was planning to waste your precious childhood that month, embark upon a treasure hunting expedition to a mysterious archipelago, and we, the player character, are their helicopter pilot. Inevitably, the helicopter crashes because A, it's the beginning of a video game, and B, we couldn't get the earphones around our massive freakish head. And we and the 3 named characters have to construct an ocean base from which you can mount raiding expeditions upon the locals, a colourful variety of hostile salmon-based life forms. And when I say you, I do mean you, by yourself. 2 of the freeloading bastards stay on the base, and the one you choose to come along supports you from inside an indestructible power armor suit. The possibility of maybe just letting you pilot the thing and cutting out the middleman entirely apparently not having arisen, but it's not like you can complain, you're a silent protagonist. The thing I found most noteworthy about the plot and setting of Splatoon Raiders is that it's probably the most pro-imperialist premise for a game Nintendo's ever put out. You're some guys from the advanced nation of Splatsville, and you're coming to a bunch of primitive islands populated by a vastly inferior sentient race that are established to be from there originally, with the stated intention of stealing all of their treasure for your own gain, and murdering any and all of them that try to stop you with obviously superior weapons and technology, while also stealing all of their unborn children to power your devices. Suppose they should be thankful we don't also build a Christian mission there while we're at it. The plot does mention something about the enemy's ancestors having stolen the loot from our ancestors, but it's arguable how much that's worth. I'm all for reparations for crimes from like 50 years ago, but if you don't draw a line eventually, all the world's property and wealth has to go to like one African dude. So how Splatoon Raiders plays on the ground floor is, well, it's Splatoon, isn't it? Third person, shoot the usual variety of paint guns and secondary weapons at everything, turn into a squid to navigate areas covered in paint, while all the game's text stubbornly persists in the delusion that it's ink, not paint. You're squids, you're inklings, it wouldn't make sense to be squirting paint. Stop being an asshole about this, player. No, you're the one getting weird about it. Same controls as Splatoon Classic, pretty much. You can either look around by tilting the system or by using the right analog stick, and once again I'm confused as to why Nintendo has such a problem with me wanting to use both at once. I want to fine-tune my aim with the former and use the latter to look directly up and down. If I try to look straight down with tilt controls, suddenly I'm looking right up the Switch 2's power connector like a dog up another dog's butthole. Other than that, and the usual hand cramps I get because holding the default Switch controllers is like trying to get to second base with a plastic cafeteria tray, the game plays fine. The real question is, should you want to play it? And the answer to that question depends on one key factor. Do you like the single-player campaigns of Splatoon games? And I mean really like them. Like you could happily play them the entire time you're under mental health sectioning authorized by your concerned family. Then you'll like this. No further questions. It's a mission-based format with RPG elements, wherein we unlock stat boosts and better weapons as we level, and the amount you level up just from playing every mission in order one by one isn't nearly enough to keep up with the mission's increasing difficulty numbers. So you know what that means. Put on your most easily laundered trousers, because we're off on a grinding finding. Replaying missions is the stated intention. You unlock higher difficulty versions of each mission as you progress, but it's alright, all the missions are really repetitive anyway, so it balances out, I think. Probably. The game's not really withholding more interesting environments to grind in, I guess is my point. But you know what? Grinding gets a bad rep. What is grinding anyway? Repeating the same gameplay loop over and over again? That shouldn't matter if it's a fun loop. It's mindless, but then so is the final few moments of a really good orgasm, and historically entire nations have been despoiled in pursuit of those. So lose yourself in the grind, and every now and again there's an interesting boss fight to liven it up, and you'll have plenty of chances to appreciate them when it gets thrown into the mix as a regular enemy 2 levels later. The enemy design is fun and well realised. These bug-eyed cartoon fish monsters using grungy bits of old dustbin as tech with plenty of distinct variety varieties that call for different approaches. I appreciate them a lot more before the later levels when they're all spawning en masse in one spot and clipping into each other and resembling Phalanx from Demon's Souls attending a garage sale in a giant candy floss machine. The mission variety is a mixed bag. The general explore area kill everything missions are fine. I enjoyed the sampler missions where we solve crafted bespoke puzzles with specific gadgets. These are in the minority and furtively concealed behind hidden collectibles and scavenger hunts, probably because they required a modicum of effort to make and the designers hadn't finished binging Frasier or whatever. So the other half of the game consists of nothing but isolated combat encounters in single big rooms full of dudes, which I wouldn't mind so much, but most of them are timed. Adds more spice to the challenge perhaps, but I generally prefer taking a measured approach. I hate arbitrary timers with no contextual reason. I get flustered very easily. Whoops, 30 seconds left, player. Why, game? What happens then? Does the bomb go off? You gotta run to your fucking dentist appointment? Still, I played all the way to the credits roll, so Splatoon Raiders did something right, and whatever it was, it immediately stopped doing it, because after the inevitable post-ending mode unlocks with, ooh, extra objectives, and ooh, maybe more story, the speed at which I was leveling started really taking the piss. So I said, nah, I think I'm done, Splatoon Raiders. All this grinding is now bringing up my less nostalgic memories of the communal showers at the YMCA.